starving.
Okay, let's try that again. It's Babbaginator with Mike with sound. Welcome in, everyone. We're in Cave Dweller mode. Living in a cave. In the ravine, of all places. And waiting out a storm. So, we're just hanging out here, chilling, relaxing. Hanging out by the pool? I don't know. We have no pool to hang out by. Okay, I don't think we have anything to fix that. What do we want? Hat, I think. We'll fix the hat. How's your day been, Kane? What have you been up to? KNH. I guess this is probably how you say it. Okay, we can't afford to keep losing. We need to keep our cloth. KNH.
From starvation.
You're not dying, Astrid. One day closer to retirement. I don't think I ever get to retire. I'll be honest. I think I'm going to work all the way up to the very end. And I will probably like most of what I do for work, so... Not terrible, but... How are we doing matches-wise? Matchies. We are at 21. That should get us through. Let's do some more stick gathering. Stick gathering. We'll find ourselves a bunny here. Hey bunny, got a little present for you. Which way are you coming? Oh, a tricky spot to... That didn't work. Totally missed it. Oh well. He'll be back. Really all we want is his pelt, because we're going to make ourselves some more rabbit clothes eventually. My long wait for UBC payroll to actually add me back in continues. I am almost 3 weeks into this new job, and the university payroll is way behind in adding me in. So, yeah. I like the job. Just want my paycheck. It's interesting to me that it takes them no time, like literally just within the same day, they could take me off of payroll when I left the other job. But then a week later, they still could not. I mean, it's taken 3 weeks almost for them to. I don't know. I don't know if it'll. Hopefully, it'll happen before I leave on my vacation. We'll see. You also haven't given me proper VPN access for the university servers that I need to work with. Also slow, right? And we could go down there, but I think what we want to do here is we just want to take advantage of moderately warm weather here to go and harvest this guy. So yeah, this week's projects, I am doing an Omeka install. Omeka is a CMS for museums and academic institutions for doing these kind of gallery or museum-like or like resource-oriented displays or collections. So I'm doing that. Working through the demos, and then I'm going to do an install, and I'm going to build an Omeka site for collecting together materials around Charles Babbage. Because I figure it's oddly difficult to track down stuff, because I feel like some of the primary documents, like the main big text you can usually find, but the more obscure references and, you know, digital documents, hard to find. It's not like they're private or copywritten. They're just hard to find, and no one collects them together. And it's interesting that even though there is a Charles Babbage Institute, which studies the history of computing, it primarily focuses on the 20th century. So why in the world are they calling themselves the Charles Babbage Institute if they have next to no collected materials on Charles Babbage? I think that's ridiculous. Yeah, so it's kind of an odd situation. So I think like it's a little project that will probably turn into a bigger project, but you know, I've got a lot of materials which I have tracked down over the years. When I was working on my dissertation, I just figure it would be nice to collect them together so that other people can find them. So. Then even today I discovered like another set of documents I'd never heard about, and that were uploaded to the Internet Archive. They're a collection of handwritten, they're letters, they're correspondence from Charles Babbage. And they're not transcribed. I think a couple of them are transcribed, most of them are not, so they're just in this horrible 19th century. I have to say, Charles Babbage writes like a doctor. His handwriting's it's very florid, but it's also not exceptionally legible. I am actually grateful that one of the weird things my librarian and genealogist father taught me and my sister was how to read 17th, 18th, and 19th century clerk hand. So learn how to read longhand handwriting from earlier periods, and some of the weirdnesses that of how they write their letters, and so I could basically decipher this stuff. So yeah, I figure, well, there's another project there to do some transcription. But I might also use it as an opportunity to test. I think I mentioned that there was a research project, not really a project, but more like I had an assignment to test out different transcription, like AI-aided transcription tools that are out there. And I figured, hey, I could also use this for this particular project to see if it helps me transcribe. Can it read Babbage's handwriting? Or am I better at reading handwriting than the AI is? We'll find out. So. Okay, let's cook up some more deer meat. Meat's back on the menu. Okay, so we can drop. Okay, we'll move over a little bit and drop this guy here. Oh, I also finally got access to recordings of the opera rehearsal workshop that we did back in end of February, early March, when I went to Los Angeles and was gone for a week. Yeah, so I've got a chance to start listening to some parts of it. I guess we want these. Put them in here. So, I think per the contract, I can't actually share them publicly, like on stream or over the internet. But like if you were in person in the house, I could, or like if I met up with someone, I could let them listen to it off of my laptop. So. For 2 days. We're at 2 days right now. Okay, so what do we need here? We want food. Guess we still need more food. Okay, what do we got here? Do acorns, 3 of them. We're good for tea. Good for food. I guess we'll be smart. We'll sleep till 5. Of course, it's this windstorm again. Look at that. It's cold. Two pieces of leather. So we could do our, how long is that? Hour and 30 minutes. Kind of cold by then. So I started doing some sorting and possibly packing of clothing, winter clothes, and then I was thinking about it. It's like, I've got these vacuum bags that I used when I moved out here. I should just get myself a little luggage vacuum pump thing. So I ordered one. Hopefully it gets here tomorrow, and then I'll actually be able to more effectively pack up the winter clothes so they don't take, because they're all so bulky, right? The sweaters, they're all kind of have more bulk to them. When you take all the air out, they take up no space. So. Oops. Oh well. Sit here and try to fix our shoes. barely got those. Is it windy out there? Yeah, it's still pretty gusty. Gusty and cold. Okay, we're good for torches for now. We'll sleep for an hour. Oh, perfect. Perfect. Okay, this time the weather is good enough for us to move around in. We didn't have to wait all day to get out across the bridge. This time we're going to go all the way across the bridge, check out the rail car, get some additional cattails, check a few other places. I mean, we're not expecting anything cool, we're just expecting to find some more food. Maybe we'll pick on another rabbit, we'll see. And we could also climb down. Did we have got our coffee with us? We do have coffee. We should make some coffee and then we could climb down and climb back up. I mean, do we have any more? Who's this? Yeah, I don't know. I think he's down on the bottom. Okay, let's try that. This time we'll just climb to the bottom and check out the bottom of the ravine. We need a few sticks though. That's what we're missing. Warm up some teas and some coffee. Get on our way. Maybe we'll... There's gotta be more sticks somewhere over here, right? Or maybe we'll just do that on the way back. I don't know. I mean, we could just stay another day. Got enough food. Walking along, picking up birch bark and sticks. I think that's another deer. That's what, 3 deer carcasses? That's like so much meat. Yep, another deer.
Did I say I hate being cold? Because I really do.
Okay. What do we got? A little bit of coal. Nope.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Okay, so this place is honestly too cold for us to stay, but we can drop off these guys here and let them cure. Do we ultimately need them? Probably not. Midday. So yeah, I think tomorrow I'll work on that Charles Babbage project on Omeka, and maybe I'll show and tell that tomorrow. Well, let's see. I'm not certain. I think I might actually, even though I don't have D&D tomorrow night because we finished up last week, I think I might take the night off and spend it getting caught up on my remaining project reports I have to turn in. And so try to get those done before the weekend, and then I'll actually be able to enjoy next week if I can turn everything in this week. I say enjoy, but I'll probably spend a chunk of it packing. Guess I didn't bring anything to cook in. That's okay. Okay, we've got an hour left on this. 40 minutes by hand. Sorry, Bambi. We're going to rip your skin right off. Okay. So what do we want? We want to make certain that we have made some coffee for ourselves. And that we warmed up our teas. Oh, I keep forgetting we have that canister. As if we'll ever go there, right? I don't know if we'll go there on this run. Far territory, zone of contamination, on a cave dweller run? Yeah, I don't think so. I think our goal is simply to get to 50 days, did we say? 50 or 100 days. We'd be happy with that.
I'm not going to be.
I don't see cave dweller as being viable for the long term. I think as the weather gets worse and worse, you just find yourself stuck indoors longer and longer. And it takes a lot of fuel. I guess if you're all bundled up, maybe. Okay, so we'll take the hind with us, but we don't need the guts. That way, if we forget to come back, it's no big loss, right? Because we've got plenty of guts. Any more feathers? Nope. Yeah, HRV was very viable. Honestly, if you got the hammer in Coastal Highway and could forge, if you had the hammer in the bedroll, you could just live Coastal Highway, Crumbling Highway, Desolation Point, never leave. Between the beachcombing and the hunting, you'd have plenty, you know. Need to forge, you always go back, forge some more. Yeah, perfect. But if you're unlucky like me, then you've got to travel all over the place to get stuff. Cave Dweller in HRV would work if you just got used to using wolves to do your hunting. Yeah. But it's limited, right? I don't think the wolves are... Most of the wolves don't run into the deer that often. So what's left? So yeah, I don't think you actually can make a long-term stay there until you have a bow. But yeah, HRV long-term, yeah, I could see that. Lots of caves to duck into whenever you need to. This place was pretty rich this time. We got 3 deer carcasses. Plus we get the cattails here too. Ugh, gusty. Oh. Friday night is my last D&D game with my in-person group. For the term, at least, for the semester. I will have to revisit who's available for the summer. Oh. I also found out today, I got the official email telling me that I'm waitlisted for my fall housing, campus housing that I tried to get into. They said, we liked your application. This is for Green College, which specializes in interdisciplinary studies, so it's unlike getting in the long queue with everyone else for the other campus housing. This is one that the students, the tenants meet together, and it's kind of like a co-op housing situation, and they make a decision about whether or not you're a good fit for the community. They try to prize interdisciplinary scholars, so yeah. But they said, unfortunately, they just don't have that many spaces available, at least not at this time, and they won't know until June. So that means I need to make preparations for the possibility that I don't get anything. So, which is okay with me. I mean, I do like I'm lazy, and being on campus would be easier, but I don't know, that's like number 5 pry bar.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
Okay. But yeah, so maybe they'll have some news for me in June. Fall housing advertising goes up in usually July. So if they tell me in June whether or not there's a possibility of getting in, then at least I'll have some advance warning. I can make an informed decision going into July. If I get a place off campus, then I'll probably have to pay a little extra for parking. Rent will be higher. But, depending on where I'm living, I mean, one of my roommates landed this pretty sweet spot where he's got a studio for like $1,200 in a basement apartment for $1,200, with its own entrance, which is pretty cool. I think it's pretty good for Vancouver area. But I think more realistically, studios tend to be $1,600. Getting a room is usually anywhere between $800 and $1,500. I can't believe it's $1,500 for a room, but yeah, some places it's $1,500. Better be a pretty awesome room. That's what I have to say. But increasingly, I lean towards getting a studio. I think I want a private space, or I want to share with one other person, but not like a huge, like 8 people live at this residence. type spot. I'm like, you know what? That's for undergrads. I'm just not really into that. Share a place with one, max 2 people, but I think one other person would be great. And then if by myself, even better, but that's only if I can find something affordable. This new job, once I get paid, should give me a few more options, but this pays better than my previous campus job. But pay is only good if you actually see it go into the bank account. Otherwise, it's just theoretical pay. It's like, theoretically, I'm making more. Right now, I'm making nothing. Ugh, gusty, gusty, gusty. Oh yeah, we want to do this. We want to go... Grab our key, check the backpack, check the corpse, and we're going to go all the way back. What is up with this miserable weather? There's nobody here. No corpses,
Sure
nothing.
cold.
Guess if we're not careful, the only corpse here will be ours. Ah! So slow, I couldn't get to him in time. That's sad. The wind cost me that one. I feel robbed. I was robbed. Missed. Okay. Let's go warm up. Okay, we should try to warm up a little bit here. $29.
Come on, little fire. Oh, lucky day.
Okay. Okay, off we march. Anyone have big plans for the weekend? I think my big plans are just to finish all my homework and start packing. Yeah, next step is for me to start going through my clothing drawers. I now need to go through my office supplies and stationery stuff, and bedside table. See what kind of things I'm holding on to that I could probably just throw out.
Damn it. I'm so hungry.
Really, we could just cross straight over and back. Get the longest possible loop here, I guess. Yeah. Oh, here's the big guy again. So yeah, I'm still kind of torn about whether I want to be on campus or not. The biggest downside of the fall housing that I applied to is that there's a mandatory meal plan. So you have to eat in the cafeteria for breakfast and for dinner as sort of this academic community. But it means that you're also dependent on like whatever they cook, and it's cafeteria food, right? So if you can't cook, then it's better than starving or spending a fortune on fast food. But if you can cook, then it does feel like a step down. So if I don't get in, I think I'll just find myself a nice apartment or room somewhere in a place that has a good kitchen and enough dedicated space for me to cook. I mean, this is why I lean towards possibly getting a studio. It's just like maybe I do need to spend a couple hundred extra just so I have the peace of mind. Oh, well, actually, I think the other thing is because if things do work out with the job I have right now, and if the university is able to hire me full time afterwards, then what I would then basically it would make sense for me to choose housing that I can continue after university and not something that is specific to university students. Now, it's not that I'm making a decision now based on future income. It's just like convenience sake of like not having to pick up a move again. But that actually the truth is I'll have to pick up a move anyways. Because if I do make the decision to move out here permanently, or at least for professionally for a while, then it means I have to move my stuff from Saskatchewan to BC. And at that point, I really need an apartment. A real apartment. So, yeah. Not going to be cheap. So I guess regardless, I guess I'm still looking for something suitable for a university student now with the plan of possibly moving again. So I guess I can't avoid moving again. Joy. I really don't enjoy moving. I do so much of it, but I just don't enjoy like packing up, the hauling everything, like the small part that I enjoy is packing moving vehicles, like Tetrising everything together so it all fits together. But I know that there's more than one carload of stuff right now. I've acquired too much stuff. I have to downsize. So yeah, so in real life, maybe I'll end up living in a cave. That's probably not going to happen, but... Ooh. Okay, we're going to make it back just before we get cold again. Welcome home, Astrid. Welcome home. This is our cave. Oh, we left those behind, so it's just this guy. I think we're good for water. We've got everything cooked. Are we good for torches? Good enough. I guess we could light a fire and make a few more torches. Looks like our saplings are all cured now.
Come on, little fire.
That's pretty awesome. We just had a knife. Well, these are mostly cured, not quite completely cured. Okay. Some rabbits. Some venison. Need another rabbit.
Man, I could eat anything.
So who's looking forward to the new Fallout show? Is that why it's so quiet? Everyone's watching Fallout instead. 99.
Need to eat soon.
So close. Two. 2 more days to go. I think we're going to try to wait it out. Try to get to all our guts being cured, and then we have a stockpile of cured guts when we get out of here. That'd be pretty awesome. Okay, what don't we need? We don't need to be carrying around all the metal. Let's see here. Car starting, still halfway.
My stomach feels like an empty pit.
Look at all that birch bark. $42. Yeah. Let's try to fix this one. Oh no, gone foggy. Missed our chance to go climb down there. So many blizzards in here.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Nope, the wind finally died down. Hmm.
I could eat anything right now.
Oh, it's so many blizzards. Just won't let us rest.
Of course.
70%, 68, 75. Got a couple more days to go. -10. No, we're not gonna sleep like that.
I can barely walk with this much gear. Perfect.
I guess as long as we can get to the dam and drop off the guts on the inside near the workbench, we'll be fine. Oh, we can make a rosette pie.
I think my stomach is eating itself.
47 minutes. Six. We're gonna have to drop some stuff before we go down the rope, but we'll be okay. Ooh. Okay, so let's see, what do we have to drop to make this work? Let's drop the flour. And most of the water. Guys too. Drop the salt. Hey, we're going to make the long climb down. Oh, there's a stim down here now. Guess that's worth coming for. But no flare gun anymore. Okay, who do we have over here? Wow, another deer? That's insane. That's 4 deer carcasses in this region now. And there's the cave in here too. We could have brought our... What? There's a hammer down here now? There's a hammer down here now? What? Change of plans. Big change of plans. We get to go back. Don't need to make our extended stay in wow. I almost didn't come down here. I was like thinking, it's always inconvenient to come down here. But we had the rope. Get our dinner off of this guy.
Come on, little fire.
It's wild. We got a hammer.
Oh, yeah. That's a good one.
So now we don't need to go to Mystery Lake. Wow, 2.5. Yeah, seriously, this is now getting kind of OP. A little overpowered. Just a little bit. Okay, we'll just wait for this one to finish up. And we'll put the next one on. 6 and 18. Two. Okay. Going to be heavy. We may have to eat some of our meat to get up there. Let's see. $35. Okay, how much do we have to drop here? Okay, so let's drop that. We're at 33 right now. If we drop that, we don't need that guy. Drop our water. I think we do have to eat something. Now we're close. Okay. should have slept in the cave for an hour. Miscalculation. Okay. We're almost there. Ooh, just in time.
Man, if I don't rest soon, I'm gonna faint.
My mistake for not... Oh, now we got real problems. We got real problems now. That was a terrible miscalculation. We should have... Now we're a whole 10 kilos heavy. What do we do? That was a terrible mistake. I think what we do... Oh, I hate this. What we do is we go down, we climb, we go into the cave, sleep overnight in the cave, or sleep long enough that we recover our stamina and come back. I should have dropped almost everything to make this work. That was a bad mistake. We're still like 6 too many. 6 too many. What are we gonna do here? 6 kilos too many. Now we're 4 too many. Yeah, it's going to be useless to us, so... Well, we could drop them. Just 2 too many. Yeah, we messed up there. What can we get rid of here? What's so heavy? Cattails are so heavy, but they're a pain to pick up. We're going to need the coal to get through the night. Rose hip. Alright. Oh, that does it. Oh, I guess we could go up. Nope, we're going down. We're going down. Epic failure. I should have, like, dumped everything in the cave. I was too greedy. Too greedy. I took too much stuff with me.
I can lay down and have a little sleep right here.
And at least we have water on us. Water and coal. Got food. But yeah, that was silly. Thankfully there's a bed, but it'll probably be cold. Yeah, this would have been remedied if we had, after dealing with the deer, if we had just taken a nap. But I didn't want to lose my torch. And instead, I almost lost the run. 2020 hindsight. Okay, so let's see. At least our condition's still good. It's just tired. We can even... Oh. We left the hacksaw behind. Okay. First step, we're going to see if we can just simply rest and cover enough. Got some condition back. Feels like 10 degrees. It's warmer down here, apparently. Do these 4-hour sleeps.
Getting a bit thirsty.
Okay, we got you. We got you, Astrid. Let's see. So this is actually pretty warm. I was surprised at how warm this cave is. So, good to know. Actually, you know what? I forgot. We did have a stim. We could have stimmed our way up there if we wanted to. So.
Okay, that didn't work. Come on, little fire.
And we forgot to put our stuff out to cure. We forgot to put the hide and the cuts down. Oh well. Okay. Uh-oh. We have no cooking pots. Well, that's definitely an error on my part. So I guess we're just going to use teas. It's another way to lighten our load. We'll also eat some of these because they take up. We can get another hour here. Oop, should drink something. Okay. That kind of defeated the purpose of putting down the teas, right? Because we ended up. Oh, they're still hot. One. So much better when you're fully rested. Look at that. Okay, so what are we going to drop here? We are slightly over. Okay. Huzzah! We made it out. That terrified me when we lost another 10 of carry weight and was like, what in the world? What are we going to do? Okay. So we can go back and forge in Desolation Point next stream. Which is pretty well. So yeah, our choices are cross through Mystery Lake, go into Forlorn Muskeg Forge there, or go back into Coastal Highway, cross Coastal Highway, cross Crumbling Highway, and make it to Desolation Point, then have to travel back. Or just live there. I mean, we could just live there. So one philosophy is to keep moving. That strategy is to keep moving, keep moving, keep moving. The other one is for this challenge to take advantage of the numerous places where we can just camp in caves. Or on the deck of the Riken. Mystery Lake has the problem of there's a shortage of caves, right? We've got the cave way down on the other end. Like the exit to Milton. Go through the climb down zone. These guys are all cured. These guys are almost cured, so we should be able to wait through the night. Anything that isn't cured we'll pick up on the way out. I think this will work. So maybe we'll plan this. We'll do a quick run to Desolation Point to forage, turn around, get out of there. Come to Mystery Lake. And try to tour a few other places. That is, unless we kill a bear. If we kill a bear in Desolation Point. Desolation Point's not a bad place for this challenge, honestly. There's lots of caves and mines. There's bear, there's the possibility of a moose. It's not bad. It really isn't bad. There's fishing and beachcombing. There are places where we could, like, you could, yeah. There's some interesting ways to make that work. And Coastal Highway 2, you know, there's a few strategies for living outside. I don't know. We'll think about it. Rabbit is cured. Where are we missing our hat? We didn't miss our hat. Oh, we need a cured gut. We can fix our hat. I think it's a fair thing to do. How long does it take us to fix our hat? 30 minutes. Yeah, it's middle of the day. Okay, we'll just throw this. Perfect. We're at 15 now. Okay. I think we're just going to go ahead and add a coal and take a bunch of new torches. How many indoor sleeps do we have left? Did we use them all? Yeah, we used them all. Okay, so we went back to Coastal Highway. Then we went to Ravine. And I think we're going to go Coastal Highway next. But we're going to spend the night here. Need to find more sticks.
so hungry in my life.
This isn't bad. You could actually live here. Other than getting, like, clothes damp, but, yeah. Okay, so we had a pretty chill night.
Come on.
We had a little bit of,
Why didn't that work?
frustration, which we turn into a joyful ending. There was panic, and then there was joy. So, we were happy. We're happy with that solution. But yeah, climbing down into the lower ravine almost was a disaster.
Come on, little fire.
Because I really forgot to dump everything at the top when I should have. I thought, oh, I don't need to dump everything. I'll be fine. But nope, it was not fine. So yeah, next time it's definitely, the goal will be to get as quickly as possible to Crumbling Highway. And then from Crumbling Highway, it should be pretty easy for us to get to the Riken's Forge. But yeah, four carcasses down here. There's got to be a record. I don't think I've seen that many. I don't know if they're all supposed to spawn.
I'm not going to be able to carry this load for much longer.
Okay, I think we're just staying here. We could tear up that pry bar, and then we'd have even more metal scrap. Or we could just leave it. We could leave a spare here. Okay. We're fine. Okay. We might even wrap up before 10:30 my time.
Think about his food.
Okay, so let's see, where are we at? We have our food options. We have this guy that needs a repair. Yeah, I think it's time to tear this guy up and repair the coat. 15. Well, we were at 15 before. Jeans need some extra attention, but we're going to keep that buffer there.
This pack is getting too heavy to carry.
Okay, time to eat our venison. So the plan is that we rest up overnight, then all our guts will be cured, at least the ones that we want to take with us, and we'll have a whole supply of things to craft. We don't even need to take, well, we might try to take everything with us. We'll see. Okay, conditions good. We'll just sleep for 6 hours first. Let's see where this goes. We are not dead. Okay, these guys are not quite cured yet, but nope, these guys aren't cured yet. 2, 4. But 4 is enough. 4 gives us what we need. 2, 3, 4.
I can barely walk with this much gear.
Got 1 maple sapling. 2, 3, 4, 5. So we can make 2 bows. That's what our preference is. $42. 44. This would put us at 45 and change. These guys are still carrying.
Can you eat trees? Because I'm gonna eat a tree.
We're under 45. It's a good place to be. We're heavy. 20 each. Which is heavier? Let's see. Oh, message for me. The message that I got. Oh, just regular notes. Okay, so let's see. What's the plan here? Just going to look at this. Okay, so I think these are the lightest ones, right? No, they're the same weight. Tinder and the cattail heads are the same thing, so we'll do that. Under 45. Do we want to take the hides with us, or we leave them? I think we leave them. We're not going to be able to do anything with them right away. Alright, so we're going to get ready to wrap up for the night. We are on day 19. We managed to get 5 days done. And we killed another rabbit, I think. Let's see what we got. No, we only have 2 rabbits killed. Okay. Okay, but 19 days.
God, I'd eat anything right about now.
Hmm. "19 days. Oh, these guys are almost done. No, we won't worry about them. Okay, perfect weather. Seven. You know, we'd have to be fast. We still have lots of food. I think we could do this. So what we're going to do is we are going to... I think we'll just move over to the other side and close the stream in the trailer. We'll cross the trestle bridge and then close the stream in the trailer on the other side. Because it's easy, right? We just enter the space and it's done. But 19 days. We made it 19 days. I think our previous record was like 20, 22, something like that. Maybe up to 24 before we messed up. Can't believe the hammer was in the cave at the bottom. It's wild. Inconvenient, but helpful nonetheless. Okay. Do we have any sticks right now? We have 15 sticks. Perfect.
I'll die if I don't get some food soon.
Ooh, okay, so I think we'll get over to the trailer. We'll wrap up the stream, but before we do, we'll read a poem. Or maybe two poems. I might read something from a friend of mine. Just had her first book of translations come out. She does translations of, she was working on translations of contemporary, or not contemporary, they're I think a range from mid-19th century through to the 1960s. I have to double check. Anyways, Chinese poets, often the ones that are like lesser known to Western audiences, translated into English, but also with these really wonderful essays about translation, about her connection or relationship to the individual poets that she's translating. It's kind of behind the scenes or step into the mind of the translator sort of moment. And I think it's really nice because we rarely get that. Often people think of translation as a mechanical thing that we somehow will just turn the crank and somehow magically it goes in Chinese and comes out English. And there's a whole lot of struggle and creativity that has to happen in order to find a solution for some of these particularly challenging poems. Especially given sort of the big differences in how the languages work. As well as sort of the, you know, the ways in which language wordplay works in Chinese. That's very different from, and humor and how that works in very different ways than how it works in English. So yeah, I might read something from that. I don't know if I'll do that tonight. I'll have to take a look. I didn't set aside a particular poem. I didn't have one in mind, so I'll flip through the book quickly and then see if there's something that jumps out. Okay.
Oh, so cold.
But we'll also read something from me.
Come on, little fire.
We'll see. We'll see if there's something short. Maybe I'll save her work for the next stream, and we'll do it in the middle. Maybe that'll be better. And we don't drag out this stream too long. Okay. There we go. Time to cross the trestle bridge. Everyone's favorite show. Don't fall off the trestle bridge. I can't imagine trying to do this in person. Like, if this was a real thing that I was doing, I would not be doing this at all. I would definitely not be doing this. Nope, definitely not. Okay, double check to see if we have anything we have to worry about. No, we don't have anything we have to worry about.
Where can I find something to eat?
Yeah, I'm thinking about Mystery Lake and thinking about where can you stay in Mystery Lake. You can stay on the fishing huts on the lake if you have enough coal, which you don't, which we don't at this point. Well, we'd need a lot of fuel. Take only one piece of coal, but lots of fuel. You could stay in the Overlook Cave, I guess. That would work. A little inconvenient to get up and down, but still. Well, I guess you could take the rope if you really wanted to. So Overlook Cave is a possibility. We could do the trick where we stay in the tower, but we don't stay in the tower. We start the fire in the stove and then sleep on the walkway outside. That's also, but again, that requires a certain amount of fuel. And then there's the cave that goes to Milton. Yeah, so for Mystery Lake, Overlook, the cave to Milton. What's the third cave? Is there a third cave? Probably something I'm forgetting. I mean, like I said, the tower would work, but cave up the nearby rope. Cave at the back of the lake. Are you talking about? Is that the bear cave? I didn't think the bear den was deep enough to sleep in. Is there another cave I'm forgetting? Back of the lake. Behind the cabin. Oh, yeah. I never use that cave. I always forget about it. Okay. So here's where we here's where we end the stream tonight. Come in here. Worst case scenario, we'll have to stay in that tunnel. We didn't leave anything else behind. So you're not thinking about Outlook Cave. There's a different cave? Like, the Outlook Cave is also up a rope, but you can also do this, like, sneaky round the corner sort of move to get up there. Okay, so, yeah. So, day 19. And we save for now. The Overlook Cave is different. Okay. I'll have to look on the map and see which cave that is that I keep forgetting about. Okay, so let's see. We'll read something. I'm going to take a quick peek at... So this is my friend's book, The Lantern and the Night Moss. 5 modern and contemporary Chinese poets selected and translated by Yiling Wang. And maybe we'll read something here. Okay, I'm going to read from... So this is one of the hardest people to translate. Is a contemporary, fairly contemporary. So 1901 to 1967 poet by the name of Fei Ming. Fei Ming was notoriously opaque, like hard to pin down exactly what he was saying. So there's all this mystery around his work. It's beautiful, but it's mysterious. And so let's see if I can do this. Yeah, it also bounces between languages here. I'll try it. I'll probably slaughter something here. Lantern. Reading late at night, I set aside my copy of Lao Tzu's Tao Te Ching, as if I have tossed away the auspicious and regrettable outcomes in life, to meet face to face within this room, so distant from when the Buddha held up a flower quietly, and Mahakasyapa smiled back in silent understanding. There's the fish and the water they swim in, the cat that doesn't catch fish. Then I recall the small rat that strode across the rug last New Year's Eve. The night peddler's hawking has also become the universe's language. Then I remember another line of poetry by a youth. The fish is actually the water in full bloom. The lantern light seems to have written a poem. They feel lonesome since I won't read them. I say with a grin, I revere your brightness. My lantern then replies, listen, the night watch is striking a bamboo cylinder to mark time. There you go. And so my friend writes a little bit about Fei Ming here. The essay, and I'm not going to read the essay, I'll just read a little excerpt at the start. On Fei Ming, to translate nothing and everything. Writing from the 1920s to the 1940s, Feng Wenbing, better known by his pen name Fei Ming, penned a small but yet influential body of work, roughly 100 poems, that has earned him a reputation of one of China's most enigmatic poets. This is especially remarkable given that the Mandarin language already allows for ample ambiguity because it does not contain verb tense conjugations, definite and indefinite articles, and distinctions between singular and plural nouns. Fei Ming's poetry, however, is ambiguous on a far deeper level. And then she says about this particular poem I just read, I close read his poem Lantern over 50 times during my dozens of attempts to translate it. Even as I admired the misty, often elusive beauty of his lines, I also became equally frustrated by all the ambiguous moments that resist easy interpretation. How are all the disparate references and images in the poem, the Tao Te Ching, the I Ching divinations, the silent smile shared by the Buddha and Mahakasayapa, the fish, the water, the cat, the rat, and the night peddlers hawking connected with one another, if at all? When the speaker meets face to face within the room, with whom? And what is the speaker's meeting, since the grammatical object of the sentence is mysteriously unspecified? So how do all these moments link back to the lantern that appears in the poem's title and also seems to have written a poem? And then she goes on from there. But it's great. It's really wonderful and complicated stuff. Okay, so I should read something of myself too. So hold on a second. We'll pull up something from Poem Chooser. Well, that's equally enigmatic, but we'll choose something else. Operator. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so this comes from Babbage's Dream, second book of poetry, my second book, published by Sundress Publications in 2017. We'll read this kind of strange poem on its own, entitled Operator, from a series of poems inspired by programming terms. And if you're unfamiliar with the Babbage in Babbage's Dream, it refers to Charles Babbage, 19th century mathematician, and the originator of the idea of the modern computer. He designed, partially built, but never finished what would have been the first mechanical, programmable computer that ran on punch cards, that had its own printer, that could perform error checking. It was really way ahead of its time. Okay, Operator. Someone receives the call, patches it through to the outside world, sitting in a small box behind mirrors. He signals a mechanical arm, shifts pieces in the candlelit dimness behind a labyrinth of false gears and pulleys. Elsewhere a head nods, a hand made of wood and metal gestures. The unseen labor of the mind turns over and over until someone new steps in. Here, always a series of workers taking their place between what we want to see and what the machine can give us. This performance, this act that transcends what we think we know about the face of the other. There is no breath here, and yet as we listen to its hands spelling out answers to our questions, even now we take this word into our ears to mean something else. A cross, a road, a star, a slash that cuts a body into pieces, sometimes a pipe, sometimes a sign that collides two worlds and takes only what is common between them. If not reality, then the shared dream of a body not quite like our own, or a mind waking, that emerges out of the symphony of steel and brass that somehow begins to sing an old familiar song. So operator has a number of different references in there. It begins with the familiar, right? Or at least, I don't know, for a certain generation people, familiar. You used to be that if you needed to make a long distance call, you dialed 0 and you spoke to the operator, and they would help you patch through the long distance call. And sometimes you dial 0 for information. But that was the person on the other end was called the operator. They were the switchboard operator, was where that came from. So you get that initial gesture towards that meaning, but then it very quickly moves. The poem is then really shifts into the space of the mechanical Turk, of the automaton chess player, and in the accounts of from von Kempelen, who was the inventor of the fake automaton chess player. And from a number of other people speculating about how it actually worked if there was a human inside, which there was. They often refer to the human part of the machine as the operator, because they operated mechanically, maneuvering the hand and arm of the automaton. And so so that was another use of operator. So we get that. But even that idea, like the automaton chess player with being an illusion of machine intelligence, is very much metaphorically what happens with programmers and the semblance of artificial intelligence that happens. It's like there's a certain amount of it that's just a performance that today we're closer to having something that feels like intelligence, but for many years, like what passed as game and like a computer opponent's intelligence was really smoke and mirrors. It wasn't that sophisticated, and it had a lot more to do with what the programmers anticipated players to do. So there's a way in which we are inhabiting the machine, inhabiting the opponent, the computer opponent, as programmers. So it is a performance of sorts. And even now, like artificial intelligence often feels like a performance. And then there's yet another sort of take on the word operator. When you think about computer programming classes, you often talk about like this is an operator, like the plus sign is an operator, the minus sign is an operator, the ampersand or the and is an operator. And so I gesture towards that, in terms of thinking more like translating those familiar programming operators into their images. A cross, right? So the plus becomes a cross, a road instead of the minus sign, the subtraction sign, a star or the asterisk, right, for multiplication, a slash that cuts a body into pieces is, the slash that we use for division. Sometimes a pipe, which is what you call the vertical line. Sometimes a sign that collides two worlds and takes only what is common between them. That's a logical and. And so, yeah, I kind of play with that meaning of operator in here as well. But I find like there's this really interesting balancing act in writing a poem like this between wanting to make these references, but also wanting them to serve a purpose and to feel like there's a greater meaning at work here, that it's in the process of revealing something about ourselves. And so that's what I'm working on in these type of poems. The last operator that's not really mentioned but kind of floats in the background is also like an AI reference, and I think I mentioned it in the notes here. No, it doesn't mention it here. But there's also, I think it's mentioned in a different poem. I think I'm trying to remember the guy's name. I think his name was Seal. So Seal's Chinese room was sort of a way of explaining how artificial intelligence or how machine intelligence wasn't real intelligence. It was a black box in which the operators on the inside of the box, were handed things, notes in a language they didn't understand, that they had no ability to understand, and they just knew to take those notes, those characters, look them up in a book, which would then have a corresponding message in the same language that they still didn't understand, and they would return with that message to the person, and they would think that, and the language in this case, so this is kind of the embedded exoticism of Chinese that was in this sort of metaphor or analogy that they used, was that in language was like a message in Chinese is handed to someone on the inside who doesn't speak Chinese and simply looks it up in a book where they match the symbols and then look up what the next message is and hand the message back, which they still don't understand. And the person on the other end of the black box on the outside can't tell whether or not there's actually any intelligence, but it seems like it because the answer that they got was the one they were expecting. And so, so that's called the Chinese room. Seal or Searle, I can't remember who it was. That's a while ago. Anyways, interesting. But if I recall correctly, the people that operated or acted on the inside were called operators as well. Okay, so that's my little ramble for tonight, and we're going to go find someone to raid. Let's see here. Who is up? And survey says Chimi, Mordor, Slid Holmes, Smoking Python Gaming, Ranger J. Wow. Okay, a lot of people I don't know. Some people we've raided before. I think our group tonight feels pretty chill, so maybe we'll just go raid Slid. Let's do Slid. Yeah, we'll go support Slid. Okay, so I'm going to get this raid going. Here, we'll go visit Slid Holmes. If you don't know who Slid Holmes is, he's a great TLD streamer. Doesn't have a mic, but he will respond to questions in chat, so he'll pause and then respond back. Very knowledgeable about the game, very good at what he does, and usually plays Interloper or Nope or other challenges. But yeah, good person to watch if you want to learn more about the game. Thank you for hanging out with me tonight. We'll be on, I think, tomorrow night. Maybe. I'm on the fence. We'll see. I have stuff I want to finish up on my projects, my reports that I have to turn in for the end of the term. But I also kind of want to play more. Because I like this game, and it's a nice, relaxing way to spend the rest of the evening. So, yeah, so we're going to head over there, and we'll catch you again. It'll be tomorrow, or it'll be Saturday. Yeah.